Next on Worcester News Tonight, a tragic car accident in Oxford leaves one person dead and another injured. We have new information on the victims. Plus, today's rainy weather didn't stop all the annual Memorial Day events. We take a look at how our nation's veterans and fallen heroes are being honored. Good evening. Happy Memorial Day. Thank you for joining us. I'm Olivia Lemon. New details now on our top story. Tonight, we've learned the names of two pedestrians hit by a car in Oxford. One of those victims has died. The other remains in critical condition. Michael Rosenfield has the latest on the investigation.
And then the loudest thunderous boom, and cars just went everywhere. It was a horrible sight.
Michael Pluff saw the terrifying scene play out on Sutton Avenue in Oxford Monday morning.
It was like watching pool balls break, just cars everywhere, down in other driveways, and all we could do is pray that nobody was walking near there, but it turns out that wasn't the case.
A four-car accident, several injured, a pedestrian killed. State police saying the driver of this Lexus somehow lost control of the car and hit this Toyota Corolla in front of the Mobile gas station and Honey Farms convenience store. The Lexus then hitting two more cars, a Nissan Altima and a Nissan Rogue. The Corolla plunged into a swampy ravine. Two pedestrians in front of the Honey Farms were hit in the chaos. One survived, the other did not.
There was a pedestrian that got stuck underneath a vehicle. They got dragged into the woods with the vehicle.
The Lexus ended up in the driveway of these two brothers.
The driver doesn't remember anything that happened before or after the accident. She, she woke up on the ground next to her, in our driveway, and she looked at her car and asked, "Is that my car?"
The brothers tried to help the three people in the vehicle.
So we got a blanket from the house and, rubbing alcohol. Everybody helping out had a little bit of blood on them. And they were trying to just getting everybody cleaned up.
It's unclear why the Lexus lost control in the first place. Neighbors say people are always speeding here.
All the time. All the time. You go, even in the crosswalks, you're taking your life in your hands.
Tonight, the pedestrian who was killed has been identified as Daniel Sullivan of Oxford. The other pedestrian, Gina Capello of Andover, is in critical condition.
Dozens of veterans gathered in Worcester Monday to honor fallen soldiers on this Memorial Day. Our Andy Madison has more on how the city is celebrating and paying tribute to those who served in World War II.
Organized comrades.
It is a day to pay tribute to the ones who never came home.
James Francis Urban. I try to remember him every year because I was up on the deck when it happened.
I survived the war, but for all my friends I served with, but not only friends, but those around me, we pay tribute to their sacrifice.
We appreciated your sacrifice. Veterans gathering to remember their fallen comrades. Laying a wreath for veterans from all of the nation's wars at Hope Cemetery, and for the names part of the Massachusetts Vietnam Memorial in Green Hill Park.
It's just a really important day, I think, for all Americans to remember.
Nearly 24,000 men and women from the Worcester area served during World War II. This upcoming weekend, the city will reveal its refurbished World War II memorial in downtown Worcester. Granite monuments with the names of those who gave the ultimate sacrifice.
So they'll always be remembered, and their family members can come and see their names there and do etchings with their names. It's just important for the city to remember its sons and daughters.
We have to remember them for the sacrifices they made for their country, for our country.
On Memorial Day, and every day, these men and women remember their names.
Freedom is not free, and it's a price to be paid for it.
Andy Madison, Worcester News Tonight.
Dozens gathered at the Central Massachusetts Korean War Memorial in Worcester Monday, paying their respects to fallen soldiers. The memorial honors 191 soldiers from Worcester County who died in the Korean War. Today, veterans, city and state officials, and others helped spread the message, freedom is not free. Patriotic music and bagpipes were played to honor the fallen.
Of thanking the families and those that have paid a big price for this. In other words, when they say memorial, so we can remember them. If we can set this in their memory, that makes it easier for them to do certain positive things for not only for themselves and their family, but for our country too.
It's really all about today is saying thank you. thank you for everything all the sacrifices they have made, the family members that they have made, that have given us the quality of life in this country to live in.
Shrewsbury commemorated Memorial Day with a parade. It made stops at the Veteran Memorial in the center of town as well as the town cemetery. Our Brittany Schaefer has the story.
To be able to come together today and say thank you, how grateful we are.
Despite steady rain, hundreds gathered in Shrewsbury for the town's Memorial Day celebration.
Rain or shine, the fact that hundreds of people in town come out, they realize the significance of this day. It really shows to veterans that people in the town realize that freedom doesn't come free and that there's a price that's associated with giving us the liberties that we have in our country.
It was just really gratifying to know that this many families care about teaching their kids how to respect and honor those that have sacrificed the supreme sacrifice of service.
We take our family out every Memorial Day for the Shrewsbury Parade, just to make it a family event and to support the troops.
Dozens of veterans were remembered today, including Shrewsbury resident Brian Moquin.
Patton. Private First Class Brian M. Moquin, Jr.
Moquin died when his helicopter crashed during combat in Afghanistan in 2006. He was 19 years old.
It's so important that now, 10 years later, we still remember him, his bravery, his courage, and his family, who today, is very sad that they don't have Brian with them.
Lieutenant Governor Karen Polito says especially with recent tragedies, people should recognize veterans and those who protect us every day of the year.
But to remember every day, the people who serve our country and the people who serve us locally in our police departments and our fire departments. Was today remembered Ron Tarantino, we remember Trooper Clardy, all of these brave people who do a lot to help us and keep us safe.
Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
And on this Memorial Day, the town of Leicester is still grieving the loss of a fallen police officer. Hundreds gathered for a moment of silence to honor Ronald Tarantino. He's the Auburn police officer shot and killed during a traffic stop last week. Alongside American flags and vintage cars, marchers on the parade route also wore blue ribbons with his name.
Community that really respects those who serve and wear the uniform, and in this case transcends maybe direct military to sort of a civilian version of military, and it's just I think it's something the entire community would want to do.
Officer Tarantino spent 7 years with Leicester Police and lived in the community with his family. Police say a Spencer driver went a little too far after allegedly pulling a gun on another driver in Leicester Sunday. The suspect, whose name hasn't been released, was taken into custody. This is a photo of the gun police recovered. 2 bullets were also recovered. About 88 grams of crack cocaine is seized during a traffic stop in the city. Worcester police say they stopped a white Mazda on Etna Street and Penn Ave on Friday after the driver drove through a stop sign. The driver, identified as 29-year-old Jason Rivera Negrin, told police he did not have a valid driver's license. Police say they confirmed his license was suspended. After a search, they recovered crack cocaine hidden in his waistband and 2 pry bars in his vehicle. He was charged with numerous offenses, including trafficking and possession of burglarious tools. After weeks on strike, about 40,000 Verizon employees will go back to work Wednesday. The company and the union announced its tentative agreement today. The deal includes 1,300 new call center jobs and 11% in raises over the next 4 years. The company will save money by making some changes to its health care plan. Union members will vote on the deal after they go back to work. More than 500 plastic ducks take part in the 14th annual Auburn Duck Race Monday. The grand prize winner takes home $500, but the proceeds from the event go towards many causes. The Auburn Junior Women's Club raises money for student scholarships, and this year $1 from every duck purchase went to the family of Officer Ron Tarantino. The club's president says this event brings the community together to support one another.
I think part of it is that we really pride ourselves in helping out the community. Normally we have free kids games, free face painting, so we figure the community's already together for the parade, and Memorial Day is such an important day to come together and to really be grateful for the people who gave their lives to this country, and then we'll give back to our community in our own little way. So
the first 22 ducks to make it across the finish line received prizes, while some ducks had trouble making it down the course.